Dobry wieczór wszystkim. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic today. I'm Mysticle and I'll be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. As usual, you have chapters down below to skip to any specific part of this video that you might be most interested in, and with that being said, let's get right into it. So, I know most of you are probably here for the v77 news, but before we jump into that, I have some information for you on just standard updates. For example, Motorola phones, yeah, Motorola, out of all the different manufacturers out there, can now be used inside HorizonOS on a Quest 3 and Quest 3S. So this seems to be another partnership that Meta is now heading into, as owners can now stream and control individual apps or multiple at the same time. Being able to control multiple apps at the same time is actually a really cool feature. First announced by Mark Zuckerberg at Motorola parent company Lenovo's yearly event in October, the Smart Connect app is now available on the Meta Horizon store. The app lets Motorola phone owners stream and control either individual apps or multiple at the same time in mobile desktop mode. They can also see notifications and take calls, or opt out of that at any time through a do not disturb toggle. The setup process involves scanning a QR code displayed on your phone using the headset's pass-through cameras, leveraging the same API you can use to scan Wi-Fi QR codes. So, pretty interesting. Again, this isn't the largest shareholder when it comes to smartphones, but it is definitely going to be a step in the right direction. Hopefully in the future, because I do assume that this is going to be an exclusive, essentially, but I do hope that over time this does come to other Android devices as well. And mentioning that pass-through API, Quest Camera Pass-through API can now be used in-store apps. So this was an experimental feature for quite some time and wasn't actually allowed to be inside the official Quest store. You could upload apps using it, for example, through SideQuest or other websites. Well, the Quest 3 and Quest 3S Passthrough Camera API can now be used in apps shipping in the official HorizonOS store. The capability was made available to developers as an experimental feature 6 weeks ago, meaning they could experiment with it. With v76 of the Meta XR Core SDK out now, the capability is no longer considered experimental and thus can be included in shipping apps after a review process. For the Passthrough Camera API to work, you as the user need to actually grant the app the permission to access your headset cameras, just as you would the microphone. If granted, the app gets access to the forward-facing color cameras, including metadata with the lens intrinsics and headset pose, which it can leverage to run custom computer vision models. So we've spoken about this before. We had a lot of people in the comment section absolutely hating on this feature, but do remember, this is going to give applications a lot of brand new features, including, for example, smart home capability. Imagine a future where, for example, in HorizonOS, now this would be a built-in feature, but in HorizonOS, when it scans your room, it could also scan all the devices you have that are connected to a smart home network. For example, Home Assistant. It could map those out, and then all you would have to do to say turn on a TV, even though you're in a VR headset, so I guess that doesn't super make sense. It would for future glasses though. If you want to turn on a TV, just point at the TV, turn it on. And this is just one of the use cases that I can think of. There is many use cases, especially for augmented reality titles. And do remember, ultimately, you get to choose whether you want to grant that app that permission, just like we can on our Android phones or on iPhones. If you really want to, you can always go into developer options, unofficially of course, and enable sensors off, but then nothing can access your sensors. Actually, maybe don't do that. It'll probably brick your headset. The headset won't be able to use the cameras anymore. Yeah, on further thought, maybe don't do that. Okay, now let's finally move on to v77, as the PTC has been rolling out to people, and there's a lot to talk about here. Hidden strings, new features, and things coming in the final release of the consumer version of v77 that a lot of people have been waiting for. And something that surprised me, Luna actually wrote an article about this on Upload VR, so let's just take a look at that first. Congrats, Luna, on getting into Upload VR. The HorizonOS v77 system software update started to roll out last week in the PTC public test channel. Each month when the PTC is released, Luna analyzes system files and apps to look for potential changes that might hint at what Meta is working on. And there's a ton of new features that Luna has found here. For example, the major UI overhaul. This is what we call the Navigator, and it's going to be an entirely new UI for your operating system inside Quest. Some people love it, some people hate it. But as revealed in MetaConnect 2024, Meta is working on what is slated to be one of their most extensive initiatives yet to improve HorizonOS. In v77 or hire, it seems like the long-standing dock and window system on MetaQuest headsets, called the Universal Menu, will be replaced by a new system referred to as Personal Display. It consists of at least two major components: portable windows and Navigator. Portable windows. Portable windows is the new name of the window configuration that previously allowed you to anchor up to 3 windows in the universal menu. This will function identically to how it does today, but the main difference is that it will have a drastically simplified interface in place of the universal menu, with only a movement handle, a virtual meta button to open Navigator, and a button to show or hide these windows. Portable windows can be shown or hidden by double pressing the meta button on your right touch controller, performing a double pinch gesture while looking at your palm, or pressing the virtual button on the interface. And then we have Navigator. Navigator is a brand new overlay styled launcher in HorizonOS. System functions previously found in the universal menu, such as profile, notifications, library, people, camera, battery, clock, and quick settings, now called quick controls, are all going to be located here. So again, people are going to love or hate this brand new design. I think it definitely looks more futuristic and more modern, depending on what you define it as modern, but I guess I'll have to wait to see whether I love it. It's all going to depend on how intuitive it actually is. It doesn't matter if it looks pretty, which according to me, it kind of does, but if it's not intuitive, then I don't want it. Luna has written a lot in this article, and I am of course going to leave the full thing for you down in the description below in case you want to check it out. There's so much interesting information there, info that honestly, I'd have to make a 20-minute long video to read. So instead, we're going to jump to Luna's tweets, where I can give you a more shortened down version of things that Luna has found. First of all, we've got easy resize of the boundary. Something to note is that once you get the new stationary boundary and or boundary system on HorizonOS, you'll also unlock a new option in settings, environment setup boundary, which allows you to change the size of the default stationary boundary. So this is really cool. Previously, our stationary boundary was just one size and you couldn't change it, and if that circle was too small for you, then too bad. Well, with this new system, you actually get to resize that. So that's really cool. This did arrive in a previous update, I believe, as this was posted on April 24th, but do let me know whether you guys actually have this feature yet or not, because as we know, Meta's staggered rollouts may or may not give you the feature at the same time as everyone else. Talking about getting features at the same time as everyone else, changing your quick settings. Something that, oh my gosh, so many people have wanted inside the Quest OS for the longest time. We've had it on phones for the longest time, and it's finally here. Posted by Observer VR, a new Quest feature just dropped on my device. You can now customize your quick settings and toggle items on or off. It can be found under General and Quick Settings. So nice and simple, in case you guys want to finally customize that quick setting menu of yours and put things there that you actually care about, you can now do so. And this was another feature that they released but just didn't document. There's a ton of these. Quest Plus will very soon be rebranded to Horizon Plus. Not surprising whatsoever. They seem to be rebranding everything inside the HorizonOS to kind of fit that new style that they're going for, where, you know, it'll be a more open operating system and allow different headsets to join in and actually install the OS. So I guess it sort of makes sense here. It's not just going to be for Quest devices now, it'll be for other devices. But yeah, Luna has posted the new Horizon Plus logo. Very low res, but it's there. The Navigator is apparently going to have a new Me Tab. Meta seems to be working on a Navigator component called the Me Tab. Might be its version of the current profile panel. I can't access it without the Navigator being enabled, but the panel/activity already exists. Something went wrong. Please reboot your headset and try again. So, you know, if the Navigator doesn't exist, well, you can't launch activities without it. And since it isn't live to everyone yet, well, we're not going to be able to take a look at absolutely everything, but we do get a nice little glimpse like this. There is now a global search app in v77. Posted by Fiend420 in HorizonOS v77, there's a new global search app. It's not functional, but maybe it'll be used for Navigator. So the global search app seems to kind of just allow you to search for absolutely anything within the system. So if you want to launch like an app or you want to search for a specific setting, it's nice. It'll definitely make things much more intuitive and you won't have to go searching for a specific search bar. So that's really nice. Android has had this. So here I can not only search the web, but I can also just straight up launch something. So, oh wait, no, I can't. Okay, I was wrong. That's broken. I need to fix that. Anyway, that's how it's supposed to work. Apparently, I broke it. Another post from Luna showcasing the fact that Navigator is technically already here. A quick reminder that because of the way Meta does rollouts, there isn't really any way to know how they're going to ship the Navigator. All the assets seem to be there in v77, but they will likely roll it out slowly after live, and could even wait until a future version. So as we can see here, Luna actually managed to grab the assets from Navigator, and it should theoretically let Luna get into the Navigator, but it doesn't. So all the assets are already there, but they're just waiting on Meta to flip the switch and enable their staggered rollout. It's really cool actually seeing how this works in the background, but it would be even cooler to actually see them release it. We've got more Navigator Nux assets that you can see showing up above me right now, which Luna managed to dig out of the software and show us, so that's really cool. Again, Navigator seems to be just super minimalistic, super simplistic, and modern, depending on who you ask. Spatial windows in immersive apps are apparently coming. So something I missed is that Meta has updated the HorizonOS v76 release notes to mention that it includes support for spatial windows in immersive apps, although the feature doesn't seem to have rolled out to any of my devices just yet. So that's pretty cool, in case that's one you guys were waiting for. New window animations have showed up in v77 PTC. I believe these are also kind of inching towards the Navigator a little bit. Very minor, but there are now new window animations for open/close/minimize in HorizonOS v77 PTC. They also improved vertical panel movement and resized the theater view dimming slider. The animations would look better if I had the GK for the new 2D app manager. We've got more Navigator strings hiding within the v77 PTC, so in case you guys are into strings, they're showing up above me right now. The new call and media bar in v77 PTC looks more fleshed out than it would normally. So the new version of call/media bar in HorizonOS v77 that appears when the browser is using your microphone in the background. I haven't tested if this applies to 2D apps yet, but it ideally should. So that's pretty cool. That should tell you when something is using your microphone so that you know, and no one can like stalk you or something in case you installed a rogue APK. Don't install rogue APKs on your Quest. So there you guys go. Quite a bit happening in v77 PTC, and I do urge you to check out that link in the description in case you want to know more. But it's mainly the Navigator and things hiding within the OS that we were taking a look at. Just things I want to give you a sneak peek at before Meta releases them to the public. And features that of course not everyone's going to have because staggered rollouts. But now moving on, we have information on Meta Reality Labs Q1 revenue declining by 6% due to lower Quest sales. Meta Reality Labs quarterly revenue was 6% lower in Q1 of 2025 than it was in Q1 of 2024. The quarter saw Meta's Metaverse and Wearables division bring in $412 million compared to $440 million in the same quarter last year. During Meta's Q1 2025 earnings call, the CFO told investors the drop was due to lower Meta Quest sales, which were partially offset by increased sales of Meta Ray-Ban AI glasses. So I'm not super surprised here. The Quest 3, I do not think is as big of a hit as say the Quest 2 was. That thing was a really big hit. It's going to be really hard to pass that in sales. And of course, now they have the Quest 3S, but that's also going to be slightly more offset by the fact that people who had a Quest 3 or who upgraded from the Quest 2 to the Quest 3 didn't buy a Quest 3S. So there's a lot of factors jumping in here, but I overall think that the interest maybe just wasn't as high in January this year as it would have been last year. Article will of course be down in the description below, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something new. I hope you liked this one. If you did, please leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess this one works too, but let me know why down below. If you're not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below where we want to see you posting your spicy memes. And thank you so much to all the Patreons supporting this channel. You guys are amazing. Seriously, much love. You are what makes all of these videos possible. And as usual, if you want to be notified of content coming up on the channel, smack the subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace.
Welcome to my Polish tutorial on how to charge a car. In apartment complex, you take wire, open window, you are on second floor, wire down to first floor. You bring the granny adapter with another adapter, that's definitely safe. How convenient. And then you just... yes. Quality engineering.